The story begins in a forest. A laborer who was cutting wood in the forest suddenly saw something strange. He saw that one of his companions was cut into two pieces by a mysterious shadow. At first he thought that it was an illusion of his eyes or maybe the effect of fatigue. But when he decided to get down and see, the laborer picked up an axe lying nearby and headed towards the forest. What happened next scared him even more. Blood and body parts were scattered on the ground. Now he understood that what he saw was not just an illusion. He realized that his companion was in trouble and he himself could also be in danger. Out of fear, he ran, but suddenly he fell into a pit. Fortunately, he managed to control himself and somehow managed to climb up. He started running again but got caught in another trap at a short distance. This time, a strong rope hung him in the air. Just then, a strange man started moving towards him. On the other side, two couples were planning an adventure trip in the forest. One of them, Richie, had recently sold his company and was bearing the entire expense of this trip, but his friend AJ was thinking that Richie was just trying to save his life. AJ's girlfriend Jasmine tried to show off his wealth. AJ is trying to show off his wealth. He explained to him that there should be no problem in traveling with someone else's money. The next day, they all reached the jungle and started the journey with a guide. The guide told them that this jungle is very dangerous, and there are many mysterious stories related to it. According to a story, many years ago an explorer team came here, but they never returned. After a few years, their belongings were found in the jungle, which had marks of human bones. Hearing this, Maya asked the guide if there is still danger in this jungle. The guide replied that if they go to the tribal area, then they will be safe. If you have not gone there, there will be no problem. But in recent years, due to deforestation, the area of tribal areas has shrunk, due to which they are on the verge of dying of hunger. At the same time, two bikers were heading towards the forest. They were live on social media, but very few people were watching them. Suddenly, they saw a board saying, "Do not enter." Ignoring it, they moved ahead on the bike. In a few minutes, the biker's throat was cut by a rope and the girl fell off the bike. Out of fear, she hid in a cave and started looking for a way to escape. Then a broken helmet rolled down in front of her. As the evening started to fall, the guide realized that Maya was very interested in the stories of the tribals living in the forest. He sat near her and started telling a story. He told that these tribals do not kill their prey immediately after catching it, but first attack their ankles so that they cannot run away. Then they are left so that their children can practice catching them and learn to hunt. Then suddenly Ajay came there and interrupted the guide's talk. He saw that his girlfriend was sitting laughing and talking with the guide, which annoyed him a bit. Then everyone went to sleep in their tents, but in the middle of the night, AJ secretly met Richie's girlfriend, which made it clear that their relationship was quite complicated. Next morning, when everyone woke up, they found that Richie was missing and the guide's boat was also not visible. The guide asked everyone to quickly pack their things so that they can search for Richie together. All four people quickly boarded the boat and set out to search. After a while, they reached two paths of a river. One path was going towards a fast-flowing stream, while the other was calm but near the tribal area. The guide saw danger in going there, but the other three wanted to find Richie at any cost. The guide bowed to their insistence and agreed to their words. In a short while, they found Richie's boat on a shore. Then Ajay also saw his life jacket, from which he guessed that he might have gone somewhere inside the forest. The three decided to move ahead, but the guide stopped due to fear. He said that he would stay on the boat and asked them to return within an hour. If they did not return on time, he would leave from there to keep himself safe. The three started moving in the forest, calling Rich, but did not get any response. Meanwhile, AJ saw bloodstains on the trunk of a tree, but it was difficult to decide whether it was Richie's blood or not. On the other hand, the guide sitting alone on the riverbank heard some strange sounds. Out of fear, he did not sit there for long and moved towards the forest with a knife for his safety. Inside the forest, he saw a scary scene. There were 3 mannequins standing there who were dressed in human clothes. Many things were hanging on the nearby branches, which made it clear that earlier there was a human being. Many people, too, had become the prey of the tribals. Then his eyes fell on a mannequin whose cap had a name written on it. When he lifted the cap and looked carefully, the name was of his grandfather. Seeing this, a shiver ran down his spine. Then he heard a rustling sound from behind. Terrified, he quickly ran towards the boat. After reaching the boat, he looked back, but he did not see anyone. On the other hand, the 3 friends reached a cave where they saw a broken helmet. They started thinking how this helmet came here. Then they came to know that Richie had not digested his food properly at night, so he had gone out for a walk. When they saw Richie safe and sound, they breathed a sigh of relief. After this, everyone started returning to the riverbank, but on reaching there, they saw that the guide was missing and their luggage was also not there. AJ accused the guide of abandoning them and running away. Then he found the guide's knife lying on the ground, but he did not pay much attention and soon sat in the boat and started trying to get out of there. After some time, they saw another boat which was stained with blood. There were also some strange marks on the shore which were indicating that now they were really in danger. Steam was rising from a cauldron full of hot water. Out of curiosity, the 4 friends went closer and saw that their souls trembled. The tour guide's head was boiling in it. This scene was so horrifying that Richie felt like vomiting. They immediately started running away from there, but at a short distance, a huge tree had blocked the way. Ajay suggested that first the boat should be taken out from the bottom, but as soon as he got into the water, he felt some movement. Instead of leaving Ajay alone, the 3 friends quickly started looking for some weapons around. Finally, Maya picked up a heavy stone, and he hit the man-eater with full force, which made him unconscious. After this terrible fight, they heaved a sigh of relief, but then they realized that their boat had been swept away and now they had to cover the rest of the journey on foot. He fainted there. The cannibal somehow reached the riverbank. One of his companions, who was said to be the chief of this tribe, seeing him said that now he cannot survive, and without any hesitation he killed him. Then he took out his heart and started eating it. On the other hand, all the 4 friends were wandering in the forest. Day turned into night. But they could not think of any way out. They were tired. They searched for some fruits in the jungle to satiate their hunger. In the darkness of the night, they started guarding in turns so that they could stay safe. When it was Ajay's turn to guard, he was badly troubled by mosquitoes. To save himself, he rubbed mud on his body and then hid his whole body in it. By chance, he escaped the eyes of the tribals. Now he felt that he could attack this man-eater fatally, but AJ had overestimated his strength. In a few moments, the tribal chief punched him hard, due to which he fainted. Just as the chief was about to break his neck, Richie came and tried to stop him, but the tribal was very strong. He tore a piece of flesh from Richie's hand, and AJ fell down the hill. He got hurt on his head and fainted. Time passed. When AJ regained consciousness, he saw that the cannibals were taking Rich somewhere else. AJ started following them silently, but he understood that he could not do anything alone. If he took any wrong step, his life would also be in danger. Ajay could have slowed down Richie to save his life. He apologized in a loud voice and hid in the dense bushes. After this, Richie was taken to the village of the cannibals, where he was stripped of his clothes and tied with ropes. Then they started cutting his legs, and soon he too, like a tour guide, started becoming a part of the food of these cannibals. Finally, a small child beheaded Richie. In the morning, Ajay woke up both the girls and lied that Richie had gone ahead and was searching for the boat. The 3 continued their journey, but in no time the cannibals saw them and started chasing them while running away. The fastest girl fell into a pit, and then Maya, without hesitation, decided to go down and save her friend. AJ took a strong rope and tied it to Maya's waist. After coming down, Maya cut Jasmine's sharp trap with a knife and finally pulled her friend up safely, but they could not even breathe a sigh of relief because the cannibals had come close to them. Now, they had only one way to save their lives: jumping into the river from a height. Maya gathered courage and jumped first, followed by both her friends. All three took the support of the river current and kept moving forward rapidly. Fortunately, they saw an old boat on the riverbank. They immediately boarded it. Everyone was very tired. Both the girls fell unconscious, but AJ remained alert and kept an eye on every movement. As soon as they reached the shore, AJ took out his old mobile from his pocket and started recording a video. Suddenly, the dreaded hunter of the forest, who was called the clan chief, reached there. He picked up AJ's phone and looked at the screen. AJ tried to dodge him by taking advantage of the opportunity. But the leader turned out to be very fast. He attacked AJ in such a way that he fell on the ground and was not able to get up. Then the leader saw the two girls floating in the river. He was about to jump into the water to catch them alive when he hung AJ from a tree with a rope. AJ tried with all his might to free himself. Finally, he saw a knife in a tree nearby and was successful in cutting the rope by pulling it with all his might. Meanwhile, the cannibal had jumped into the river, and the girls had now regained consciousness. AJ quickly reached them, and this time he decided to take revenge from the cannibal. He remembered the death of his friend Richie, who was killed in this jungle. Full of anger, AJ did not want to make any mistake now. He cut off the head of the clan leader with his own weapon, but there was no time to take a sigh of relief. Suddenly, more cannibals arrived in the jungle. AJ decided that he would not rest until he saved Maya and Jasmine. He moved forward and clashed with the cannibals. He was alone, and there was a whole gang in front of him, but he did not give up due to the large number. The cannibals killed AJ, but his sacrifice did not go in vain. Both the girls managed to escape from the jungle, and a passing car on the road saved them. This was the full story of the 2025 thriller film River of Blood. In the film, the horrifying atmosphere of the jungle and the terror of the cannibals have been shown in a very thrilling way. So friends, today's story ends here. If you liked it, do not forget to like and share. We will meet again with a new thrilling story.